Hey guys, it is December 8th, and I have decided to launch a YouTube channel. So I'm going to have some videos from before today on here afterwards, but basically, I give a little background about me. I am, I have my son, where I have a whole story that I'm going to have posted on here, that had cancer this year, and we fought his battle at St. Jude. It was BCORE sarcoma. So if you happen to have a kid with BCORE sarcoma and are wondering what the options are, and you come across this video, feel free to reach out. I can get you in touch with our doctor at St. Jude. Hopefully that never ever happens. But if it does and you come across this, I'd love to connect you with St. Jude. In the end, he didn't make it. And if you want to hear that whole story, it is on that. There's a whole much longer video about that. While I was out there, I found out I had cancer, and it was just colon cancer, a little less exciting than sarcoma, but it was something that I had to deal with this year. And during all that, I started kind of doing regular update videos and kind of got into this pattern of posting regular updates. And so once we got back to Arizona, which is where I live, and I was thinking about my cancer and how we were going to deal with that. I hadn't had surgery, and I'll have more videos talking about some of that stuff. But ultimately, I ended up having surgery and was wrestling with whether or not I would do chemo if they were recommending it. Now, at preemptive staging, it was somewhere between stage 1 and 3 from the colonoscopy, which is what I had known. And I didn't know what they were going to stage at. I didn't know what the recommendation was. Prior, I'd heard of a recommendation of chemo. And obviously, being very familiar with chemo because of my son, I wanted to see what other options there were. And so prior to getting the recommendation from my actual oncologist, I decided that unless it was stage 3, I wasn't going to do chemo. And even then, I would maybe question it. But instead, I was going to focus on my health. And so I kind of went down that journey, and really that's what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about people who maybe just recently had cancer, found out they had cancer, fighting cancer, or people who are just looking to improve their health so they never get a chronic disease or cancer, or they have a different chronic disease and they want ideas on how to live a better lifestyle. One thing that has come from my decision to focus on my health is it has given me a lot of peace and reduced my stress load about the fact that I had cancer. Mostly because as I've done research, and obviously we'll talk more about it on my other videos if you listen, but it ended up being stage 2 and relatively low risk. I mean, it's not low risk. Basically, 10 people in a room in 5 years, if they were all diagnosed with this, one of them would be dead. So those aren't great odds, but they're a lot better than, say, my son's. But the key here is, as I look into lifestyle and things you can do, it gives me a lot of confidence that I've got this covered, under control. We'll see. It's still early in the process. But I think what I want this channel to be about is about hope, positivity in your fight with Lexi. In your fights with chronic disease or things like that. What, babe? Okay, give me a minute. I'm recording a video really quick. Okay, these are my 2 children, Lexi and Levi, and they want to go for a walk. But anyway, so this channel is, give me a second, honey. It's going to be about that. It's not going to be about,